Just about 2 months ago, right about pretty close to my birthday, I'm a Libra, I bought a kiln on Facebook Marketplace. And I don't have any pottery experience. Well, okay, I have pottery experience the way like maybe the average American does. Maybe in grade school, I've made a pinch pot. I think I've made a bowl on a wheel once, maybe during camp. And that's it. I have no kiln experience, but I really, really wanted to own a kiln. I didn't even want to take like pottery wheel classes. I'm not as interested in throwing pottery. I want to sculpt creatures and I want to paint mugs and plates that then I can like use in my house. You know, I did not want to do sculpty baked pot. I wanted a real kiln, 2000 degree Fahrenheit kiln. And I finally found one. I've been looking since the beginning of the year because this is something I've been kind of wanting for a while. I've seen other people that have been able to find deals on kilns and I felt like I could do it. I had hope in my heart. That's just the best way to say it. I had hope in my heart. But I had to learn so much throughout this process. Frankly, this is a weird phenomenon, but half the people selling kilns, oh, that was an awful noise. Don't scratch that. Half the people selling kilns don't know what they're selling. So you end up with either, mostly in the means of they're greatly overpricing their kilns. Like it's a ratty kiln, it's an old classroom kiln. They got it, I don't know, because they were part of the company that was clearing out the school to fix it up. I've seen that. Or their mom owned the pottery business, but now their mom is in a nursing home. They're pricing it on their own. They didn't even ask their mom. So they just Google a kiln's value and they base it off of the new kilns that they see. And these new kilns are $3,000. They're fancy. They've got touchscreen digital pads on them. And they're like, oh, new is $3,000. So I can sell this old one for $1,000. I've learned so much. Don't scratch it. Wheatgrass. Wheatgrass. Don't scratch that. I'm gonna throw this at you. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna hold that nearby just in case. It's sorry. I get so distracted. Kilns only have a lifespan of about 10 years. I have asked so many people for help. There was a local potter who was very helpful with this information because I thought I found a good kiln. I sent him the photo. He's like, no, this thing's trash. It was listed for $400. He said you'd need to put $600 into fixing it. So I kept watching, I kept waiting. I let a couple kilns pass me by that I honestly should have taken the dive on. There was one that was a little bit smaller. The person was using it for knife annealing, I think is the right term. But it still got high enough for ceramic stoneware. It was really in good shape. That was the other thing. Digital, which is less scary to me than manual. But my dear sweet kiln that I ended up with, $200 in Facebook Marketplace, manual kiln from this great guy who also was selling the kiln because he didn't know anything about it. The house he bought used to be owned by a potter and she left her kilns behind. She left her slip molds and a wheel, but he already sold the molds like forever ago. And now he was selling the 3 kilns. I literally picked the middle size one. I'll pop up some photos here. The bricks are in great condition. It probably needs new elements. I'll just put my electrician's hat on and figure that out. But I'm so happy with it. And I have an embarrassing side of the story to tell because I got the kiln in. We are so lucky that I have a plug in the garage that works for it. God knows I got the kiln for $200. It would have cost $500 if I had to get a special plug put in from an electrician and they cut a hole in the wall and that whole deal. But the embarrassing part of the story is I got really scared and I thought that my kiln didn't work because I set it up. I buy the materials. There's a pottery supply store that's lucky enough to be within driving distance because I forgot to buy kiln wash. And I try to run it for the first time. None of the lights even turn on. I'm just trying to see if the lights turn on. I'm trying to see if the coils will heat up. That's it. I forgot to press a button. I forgot to press a button and it doesn't work. I didn't know that until I read through the entire kiln manual. They have them online, even for old kilns. They keep them in perpetuity, I guess, for people who work on or repair or just own these older kilns, because mine is old as dirt. It hasn't been used in over 5 years, probably closer to 10, but in good condition because I don't think it's been used much. I figured out how to press the button. I made a couple plates, I made a couple items, some test tiles to run through the kiln for the first time, and those are what I'll show you here. And then a little bit after that, I'll give you a sneak peek of some of the items I'm going to be putting in the kiln the next time I run it, that I'm very excited about. It's currently November, so all of my friends and family are about to get pottery for Christmas. Let's get right into showing you what I made, and I'll talk through it, and let's go. You know what? I rambled so much, but I don't care if this video is all over the place because I don't want to re-record this. So we're done.
Okay, getting right into it. I made a couple plates and this one absolutely cracked during the bisque firing. I think it's because I tried to repair that chip you see on the side there and the clay just dried at different temperatures. But look, I tried to put a foot on this plate, completely hand built. I'm so proud of it. The unicorn was cute too. Just rest in peace to this plate. And since it's been bisque fired, I don't even think I can reuse the clay. But this one turned out perfectly. Here on the back, I'm showing you how it's partially glazed, partially unglazed. It's completely food safe, and I used a kiln stand to hold it up, but that's why it's got those pinpricks. But I brought these plates and the other items to a clothes swap, yoga night that my friends hosted, and I actually sold or traded all of my pieces that I brought. These are some test tiles for the glazes and underglazes I have. Here's something I'm way more excited about. It's a little bird. This is what I was talking about when I said I wanted to make creatures. Like, I painted those designs on, I shaped her. I'm so happy with it. I also made this cute little husky. The nose didn't come out, so I drew that on later, but look at the paw pads underneath. Like, those are perfect. I'm so happy with it. On to my current projects. This is an incredibly messy table. Here's my mug mold. I'm gonna make a bunch of mugs, paint them all different patterns. Here's my plate mold. Working on making a lot of plates. There's an example of a mug from the mold, but over here, there's an example of a plate from the mold. And then over there, I have a mug that I completely handcrafted. I guess I rolled out a slab, and then of course I painted dragons on it. God, I hope these come through. I'm a bit terrified to fire this round because I've made so many things I really like. Here are ring holders, so if you're washing plates or whatever. Oh, and then my husband said to paint a cat dragon, so that's what I did on this coaster. I'm trying to make a full kiln load. Here's a ferret, so cute. So I'm making a ton all at once because I think the kiln will fire better with a bunch of stuff in it. That's really all, and here's a photo of my kiln so you can see what I'm working with kind of in person. I consider this a very large kiln. I mean, compared to the other stuff I was looking at purchasing, but I'm just so excited to start this journey. The funny thing about this clip I'm playing is that was when I found out the plate was cracked. Look at me, I look so worried. I hope my next kiln firing goes better, and I should have a much more exciting stuff to show y'all soon. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!